is Emily Thompson, and I am a senior BFA Art History major. I should be graduating in December, hopefully. And I originally got involved in this project because I took Dr. Wallace's Moby Dick in the Arts class, and after I proposed my final project to create a hypothetical gallery exhibition, he asked me if I would do 2 real exhibitions with him, and this is the first of 2. This being the Dickinson exhibition and the next one being the Moby exhibition. Basically, I've never curated an exhibition before, and Dr. Wallace has very limited experience doing that, being that he's from an English field and not an art historical field. So we've been learning together.
What exigency?
I first took his Moby Dick class in the spring of 2012. It was totally on a whim. I went in for an advisor meeting with Dr. Kullick, and he was just like, hey, by the way, there's this class that I think you might be interested in. And at the time, it was called Melville and the Arts. So I was like, all right, it sounds good. And I didn't realize that Herman Melville was the author of Moby Dick. So my first day in the class, I sat down, and Dr. Wallace is like, so everyone got your Moby Dick books? And I was like, oh, I guess we'll be reading Moby Dick for the semester. His final project was a choice between either a research paper or a creative option. And since I had been pretty much writing papers my entire college career, I decided to go with the creative option. So that'd basically be anything of your choice, as long as you put some thought into it. It had to be approved by him, but I decided to go ahead and do a painting. This painting was inspired by a poem. I'm pretty sure the number is 937. I felt the cleaving in my mind. That poem really stuck out to me because it had some fantastic imagery, and Emily Dickinson has a really unique way of finding a moment in time, and she freezes it and expands on it. I felt not only involved with this piece, but I felt involved with this class in general.
I'm really happy that everything happened the way it did, and I think if somebody had told me how to do it, it wouldn't have turned out the way it did, because I wouldn't have made those mistakes that helped me learn things. I would have done it the way somebody told me to do it. So, and I think that relates to the artwork that we have in this show. Most of the students are not trained artists. If somebody had told them how to make the artwork a certain way, they would have done it that way, but because they didn't have that, they just experimented and got something probably completely different than they would have if they had been trained.